Good morning. It's Tuesday, July 15th. This morning, I was reading in Isaiah chapters 38 through 41, and I just wanted to share on chapter 40, verse 31, and then the first verse of chapter 41 chapter 1, verse 1. So 31 says, "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." I want to stop there for a second. Because man divided the Bible into chapters, which makes it easy for us to study and to read. But a lot of times we read one chapter and we cut it off there, and our mind doesn't think about picking up the next verse. With the original writing, that chapter wasn't there. And so many times the next verse has to do with the last few verses in the last chapter. So the Bible here is telling us when we're tired, how do we renew our strength? When we're worn out, physically, spiritually, emotionally. It tells us to wait upon the Lord. But those who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. It tells us to wait upon the Lord, and we shall renew their strength. And he says, they shall mount up with wings like eagles. He will give us more strength. We will have what it takes to do what God has called us to do, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And he says, and they shall run and then not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. They won't run out of energy. They won't run out of spiritual vitality. They'll have new life if we wait upon the Lord. What does that mean to wait upon the Lord? Verse 41 tells us, "Listen to me in silence, O coastlands. Let the people renew their strength." Takes on a real clear meaning when you read it all together. "But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Listen to me in silence, O coastlands. Let the people renew their strength." So when the Lord tells us to wait upon him, he's telling us to not just wait for him to move or to lead, to guide, but how do we wait? Isaiah said you wait in silence. Do you go before the Lord every day and just wait? Just quiet yourself and wait. Listen for his voice in the silence. God tells us, he says he speaks in the silence. He speaks in many ways. He speaks in nature. Of course, he speaks in his word. He speaks to spirit, and many times spirit to spirit, he speaks to us in his silence. It's sort of a lost art that's not taught much in the church today. But if we just wait and we just go and we meet with God every day, every morning, and we just wait with him, and we're silent with him, he speaks to men's hearts. He renews our strength. He gives us spiritual strength. He gives us emotional strength. He gives us vitality. He pours the very life of Jesus into us. The Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead lives in us, and he renews it when we wait in silence, and we wait to receive his strength, hear his voice, and just fellowship with him in silence, spirit to spirit. That's my prayer, is the church learns, that we learn to be a people that don't only go before God with worship and praise, But do we get by ourselves? We go to our prayer closet and we listen inside us. We quiet ourselves to listen for the voice that spoke everything into existence. To listen for the voice to tell us how much he loves us. Because his words spoken to us, it does something on the inside. It does something to the physical body. It does something to the spirit. That's mind-blowing. He gives us his strength. That's my prayer. Thanks for listening to me today.